BestBookBits.com brings you the book summary of Super Immunity, the essential nutritional guide for boosting your body's defense to live longer, stronger, and disease-free by Joel Fuhrman. From world-renowned health expert and the New York Times best-selling author to Eat to Live and Eat for Life, Dr. Joel Fuhrman comes a practical nutritional plan to prevent and reverse disease. No shots, drugs, or sick days required. Why do some of us get sick with greater frequency than others? What makes us more susceptible to illness? Is there a secret to staying healthy? Dr. Fuhrman doesn't believe the secret to staying healthy lies in medical care. Rather, the solution is to change the way we eat. With more than 85 plant-based recipes, a 2-week menu plan, and a list of superfoods that boost immunity, Dr. Fuhrman's proven strategies in super immunity combines the latest data from clinical tests, nutritional research, and results from thousands of patients. Live longer, stronger, and disease-free with this proven plan to change your diet and change your life. Too many diet books that said which nutrient must be consumed or which one is not proper for consumption are found in booksellers. One side of the books tell us that carbohydrates are harmful to our health, but proteins are edible to consume. There are found other side to say the opposite thinking of the previous sentence, and it means other side tells us that you must take off protein intake during your daily diet, and carbohydrates are the key. Well, which idea is correct? Which one must we believe? In this summary, you will see nourishment that is rich in essential nutrients, or called as superfood, instead of dealing with carbohydrates and fats. Chapter 1, according to an antique opinion, healthy feeding recovers your body, but the option is still valid today. Hippocrates, who was the forefather of modern medicine and a versatile old smart man, gave a bit of advice to say that let food be your drug. From old years to date, people have regarded the recovery power of exact nourishments, using calming herbals and rehabilitative directives to recover flu are shown in historical papers and used by ancient Greeks and Egyptians. We can decide which certain foods is used to help our wellness thanks to improvements in biology. The situation is related to the chemicals known as phytochemicals that are found in some specific plants. Phytochemicals are used to provide survival and growth in vegetables. They are so important for the human bodies. For this reason, to continue the immune system running, we must eat phytochemicals. One of the amazing therapeutics in phytochemicals, according to some articles, phytochemicals are said to decrease the risk of contracting AIDS in people with good wellness and feeding. Nowadays, people are threatening because of sickness and viruses, so phytochemicals are considered to be an important part of our diet. However, the matter is not like that. What is likely is that almost everything made with white flour, animal products, processed foods, and cold cereals is an important part of our diets today. Up to 10% of the average American's diet consists of vegetables and fruits, beans, nuts, and seeds. However, the percentage number is not showing the exact consumption ratio of phytochemicals because half the 10% includes white potato. That is a distance from the wealthy in phytochemicals. As a result, our immune systems are struggling. Well, if people cannot trust their nourishments for better wellness, how can people keep alive? The answer must be that with a never-before-seen addiction on drug care. Of course, today's medicine is much better to place than never before. However, should we trust the medicine or not? Let's discover it in the next section. Chapter 2, instead of tackling the reasons for sickness, modern medicine cures the symptoms of it. If you were to be in a serious car accident tomorrow, you would have a high chance of survival thanks to medical advances in the past decades. And it's comforting to know, besides these emergency cases, modern medicine care is retrograde. What is the reason? The answer is that the symptoms are recovered, but not the reasons for the illness. Let's see type 2 diabetes as an example. This is a disease in which doctors fight prescription drugs. A study of more than 90,000 participants struggled with type 2 diabetes shows that 2 of the most popular prescription drugs for the disease increase the risk of congestive heart failure. The result of the statistics is outrageous. When we think about the disadvantages of the pills, it cannot be surprised too much. The thing that is the result of insufficient exercise and high-calorie, low-nutrient diets is type 2 diabetes, mellitus that includes many other health matters. The reason cannot be treated by drugs, only the symptoms can be. Moreover, due to the appetite is increased by taking diabetes drugs. Making changes is quite difficult for a patient. Like the drug, inoculation is seen as a major leap in medical care, but are vaccines as effective as we have said? According to the writer, this is quite suspicious. Bigger than 6 months must be acquired universal influenza inoculation, according to the US Center for Disease Control, CDC. Patients are encouraged to take these flu vaccines every year to prevent the disease from spreading and getting infected by many doctors. However, inoculation has several important problems. Imagine that influenza can be caused by 200 different viruses. The flu inoculation can affect only 10% of these viruses and is therefore unlikely to provide adequate protection. On top of that, each flu inoculation contains 25 micrograms of thimerosal containing toxic mercury. Therefore, getting vaccinated every year increases the risk of mercury damage in the brain and nervous system. The truth is, keeping healthy is not as simple as getting a prescription and getting vaccinated. The more active approach must be adopted. However, how must be the approach? With super nourishments. Chapter 3. As superfoods might not only inhibit cancer, but also they can provide to make us more resistant for cold. Well, what completely are superfoods? They are found at all intervals. The interval starts from mushroom to greens and vegetables. There is one common thing for superfoods: a great number of nutrients and phytochemicals that help our bodies recover. At new studies, superfoods have shown that adding to your diet can lead to lower rates of cancer. So how can it be possible? Cancer depends on the methylation process, in which a methyl group containing 1 carbon and 3 hydrogen atoms is added to a gene. This methylated gene parafunction, and because of it, the process of cell division can be affected. So cells can grow until explosive rate, the thing that causes cancer. These methylated cells, which gives them their cancer crushing ability, can be disabled by superfoods. Kale, broccoli, cauliflower, and collard greens have particularly good properties for it. Isothiocyanates, or ITCs, are found in superfoods. The thing that gives our immune systems a supplement backup and further preserves us from cancer is these compounds. Superfoods are not similar to other vegetable types. According to the studies that worked at the Harvard School of Public Health, it showed how a 20% increase in herbal foods led to a 20% decrease in cancer rates. Meanwhile, a 20% increase in cruciferous vegetables caused a 40% decrement in cancer rates. Superfoods are not used to support only against cancer. As we consume a higher number of superfoods, viruses such as influenza also loses much more time to bringing us down. According to studies, the ITCs found in cruciferous vegetables warn our immune system to battle viruses and bacteria by lifting cell killing and resistant compatibilities. Even when antibiotics can't prevent us, ITCs can. ITCs, that is, with antimicrobial effects, increase our natural defending and anti when our body faces medicine-resistant bacteria. Chapter 4, some fast facts could make more damage than benefits, and these are antibiotics and cold drugs. Antibiotics appear to be a big reaction to any annoying disease. At least, how many doctors and pharmacists prescribe them? Although antibiotics have an influence against bacteria, but not for viruses. Still, virus induce 95% of acute sickness, including the widespread cold. For this reason, antibiotics are worthless in these most cases, but it's getting worse. If antibiotics are taken without any reason, they kill much of the vital bacteria, which is found in our gastrointestinal tract and host to 70% of our immune cells. As a consequence of damaged intestinal bacteria, painful digestive disorders and immune system dysfunctions have occurred. Another medical quick fix like antibiotics that do more harm than good is cold medicines. Over-the-counter catarrh drugs such as NyQuil, Dimtap, and Robusten are useless to make your catarrh go away. They can hold you sick for longer by compressing the symptoms of catarrh. One of the most significant treatment mechanisms of our body is coughing. Thanks to cough, our body is provided to clean dead cells, virus particles, and mucous membranes in our airways. If suppressors were effective on cough and this function was discontinued, viral diseases would switch into longer and more serious illnesses like pneumonia. Behind this, our sleep cycle and our digestive system are affected badly because of many coughs and catarrh drugs. Instead of trusting antibiotics and drugs, we must keep a balanced diet to protect our health. However, what are the correct nutrients for our body? Chapter 5. Many nutrients and cleverly selected fats, carbohydrates, and proteins contain a healthy diet. How can we select what to feed? Looking at the countless diet books out there, it charms to focus on fats, carbohydrates, or proteins, while deciding only the foods which suit us. However, there is much more to them in a wellness diet. A lot of nutrition and few calories must be found in a wellness diet. The nutrition that counts as nutrient-wealthy foods that help us meet our body's requirement with fiber, vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals is colorful vegetables, and especially greens are the example of this kind of food. On the other end of the coin, there are foods like bread and pasta with too many calories but very little nutrients. Sure enough, when such foods are consumed, waste products collect in our cells, and as a result of this accumulation, it causes increased sensitivity to disease and heart attacks, as well as early aging. So what about carbohydrates? A sure sign of an unhealthy diet, right? Not really. There are many healthy, nutrient-rich and delicious carbohydrates, and for example, carbohydrates from beans, peas, tomatoes and fruits, to zucchini, quinoa, wild rice, and potatoes can be counted. Similarly, we don't need to be afraid of the role of fat in our diets. The fact is that getting less than 10% of fat in our daily diet is bad for your wellness. For this reason, a diet with 15 to 30% of fat can be accepted healthy if you're taking the nutrient you require. Lastly, we should rethink what we think we know about proteins. We can earn protein from animal food sources or plants. However, as proteins from plants increase our health, too much animal protein causes cancer, reduces immune function, and accelerates aging. To be magnificently healthy, having a nutrient-rich diet is significant. Even if we can earn nutrition, we require from food resources. Supplements are also getting more famous. However, when it comes to supplements, you should read the fine print. Discover why in the next section. Chapter 6. Although vitamin supplements are good in theory if you select the correct ones. Let's talk about it. We are not able to eat a magnificent wellness diet each day. Unhappily, this means that if we do not take we require amount, we will suffer from the vitamins and minerals we need will be deficient. Supplements are a useful road to feed your body at whole times, but be careful. Essential vitamins and minerals that are difficult to keep at an adequate level are vitamin D, vitamin B12, zinc, and iodine. To demonstrate if we consume less salt, while iodine intake naturally diminishes, it is difficult to source zinc and vitamin B12 in foods if you do not feed meat. Vitamin D deficiency has been finding in many people because people start to spend less time under the sun. For this reason, supplements can appear like quite a good solution. Frequently, people feel like withdraw to nourish with multivitamins like a one-stop shop. Unhappily, in multivitamins, other vitamins which make more harm to your body than good can be found. For instance, vitamin A is one of them. Beta-carotene, that is, turned into vitamin A in our body, was previously accepted as a reliable supplement. However, recent researchers have shown that taking it in a supplement form may increase the risk of cancer. Further to that, it is vitamin A, which is due to the loss of calcium, responsible for osteoporosis. Folic acid is at a similar tale with it. Folic acid is frequently mixed with the folate belonging to vitamin B family. Moreover, it is set in a natural plant food and is necessary for pregnant women. Different from folate, folic acid is synthetic and it cannot be found in natural foods. Moreover, it is due to breast cancer in women, colorectal cancer in men, and cardiac birth defects in children. Folate is found in big amounts in green vegetables, so a folic acid supplement is not completely necessary. Chapter 7. You should restrict your salt intake and eat more omega-3 fatty acids to keep your body in balance. Salty snacks are loved by everyone. Who doesn't love it? the human body is attracted to salt consumption. We crave salty foods, for example, potato chips or sardines. And what's more, any kitchen cannot feel complete without table salt for spices. However, there are no added salt in human diets for millions of years. Although we require sodium provided by table salt, too much salt can be incredibly unhealthy. Nowadays, people eat about 3,500 milligrams of salt every day. However, our ancestors faced consuming about 600 to 800 milligrams per day. Because of enhanced intake, we are put at the risk of stomach cancer, osteoporosis, and heart attacks. In researchers, it is shown that there is a strong relationship between high salt intake and high blood pressure. The leading reason for 62% of strokes and 49% of coronary heart sickness is high blood pressure. Older individuals who live in rural or remote generally have not the symptoms of high blood pressure as other people who live in suburbs and cities have. Well, what is the reason? Because of the salt intake, the first group does not consume extra salt in their daily diet. Even if salt is one food that has a highly negative effect on our bodies, there are found nutrients with equally magnificent advantages. As an example, let's look at omega-3 fatty acids. Although these fatty acids cannot be produced themselves in our bodies, we require them to reduce inflammation, preserve our brains, and prohibit cancer. So the compounds must be found in other nutrients that we eat. Starting from hemp and chia seeds to walnuts, fish, and green vegetables. Plenitude of wealthy foods these acids are found. Moreover, fatty acids are found in processed nutrients. But processed foods are a type that is less beneficial to our body. Increment our omega-3 intake with the help of supplements is also a good option. Though fish capsules are popular, it should be noticed that they can include toxic levels of mercury if not correctly cleaned or stored. There is also found a safer choice that is high-quality supplements produced from algae grown indoors in a clean and checked environment. To enhance your wellness in the long term, you should add omega-3 fatty acids in your diet while decreasing your salt intake. And these are just two of the many roads for improving your health. For this reason, if you don't think as fit as you desire, you can take a see at your diet considering these sections in your mind. It's time to make a trial for some new recipes. Super Immunity, the essential nutritional guide for boosting your body's defenses to live longer, stronger, and disease-free by Dr. Joel Fuhrman, book review. Quick fix drugs cannot enrich your wellness and immune system. If you desire to increase your system's health, you can increase with consuming phytochemicals and foods that are rich in nutrient ratio. From old history, nourishments are used as a perfect, reformative, and foods measured up as a healer. And that's a wrap on the book summary of Super Immunity by Dr. Joel Fuhrman. If you like this summary and want to listen to over 500 more, check us out at Best Book Bits on Spotify, Google Podcast, and Apple Podcast. If you're into the video book summary, find us on YouTube at Best Book Bits, where you can watch over 500 video book summaries at your pleasure. If you're into the written summary, check us out at bestbookbits.com, where you can read over 500 written book summaries at your leisure. If you want to join me and the Best Book Bits family, we run a free book club at bestbookbits.com/book club. You can join for free and follow us on Facebook and Best Book Bits Book Club. If you want to be updated with the latest book summaries, pop your email in the link below. Thanks for watching and listening. Hope you got something from this. Go out there, get your body right, grab Super Immunity, check for the recipes, and get your health under control. Take care. Bye-bye now.